Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm back today with another tutorial, and this time I'm gonna be continuing from my last video, which was the monster spawner and how to create it. And this time I'm gonna show you that cool device that I showed you at the beginning of that video, which is the shooting range where the mobs are in the back and you actually get to kill the mobs. So that's what I'm gonna basically be showing you today. And I also want to show you a couple, or I think like one other thing that I didn't show you in the monster spawner that you should know. Um, yeah, I think it's only one thing, but this could also be a music disc farm. Let me just push this button so that all of them come down. Oops, they didn't come. Oh, there. Okay, there's a few. So you can make this little groove right here. Let me turn down that sound so you probably can't hear my voice. All right. So if you do a little groove right here and you get at a level where the skeleton could like kind of see you, then they'll start shooting at you. And right now I'm not on survival mode, but right now they're gonna start shooting at me. And see, they're killing that skeleton. Just killed another skeleton. He killed another skeleton, and he's probably gonna kill this creeper. So he just killed that creeper, and there you go, a music disc. And all I had to do is stand here, push this button, and wait. So that's just a really cool and very useful music disc farm, and it's very easy to do, and you could get tons and tons and tons of music discs. And of course, this is an XP farm. I don't know if I showed you guys, but the zombies, for some reason, they're like a few hit kills. They're not just one hit kills, even at this part. I don't know why. But yeah, so it takes maybe like one or two hits to kill them sometimes, and it's just weird like that. But all the other ones are mainly one-shot kills or one-hit kills. That one's jumping around. Yep. So yeah, it could also be an XP farm. So now I'm going to show you how to build the part that you've been waiting for. Oops, can't get out this way. All right. And again, this is really ugly right now. I'm in the process of like covering up the most of it, but right now it looks pretty bad. So this is basically it, and what it basically is a building, pretty big as you could tell, about 5 blocks high. Yep, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I would say like 20 by 20, somewhere around there. This section, I think you have to be pretty precise on how many blocks long it is. But as far as how many blocks long it is, like from here to here, it doesn't really matter. Like it just depends on how hard you want it to be. Like, so if you want it to be really hard, you're gonna want to make the wall all the way back here. But if you don't care about it, if you want it to be a little easier, you might want it, a little bit closer. The only thing that you should notice is that if you're playing on survival mode, of course the skeletons will shoot at you. So if you stand up here, you will get shot at. But like 15 blocks away, or 16 should do it. Alright, so basically what this is that shaft of the monster spawner. What I did was I put some trapdoors right there. So let me turn them on. And this switch just basically manipulates if they're open or closed. It's just simple redstone wiring, as you could kind of see. So, yep, now they're closed. So instead of them falling at the bottom part of the monster spawner, now they're falling right here. And when enough of them get here, eventually what they'll do is they'll just either go on there on their own or they'll get pushed there. And as soon as they get pushed here, it's just a stream of water leading them, to the lava blade. So to construct this part of it, like just like last video, I'm not gonna actually like build it for you. I'm gonna like walk you through it by like talking about it and like showing you what it like looks like, because I don't have enough time to build the whole thing. It would take a while, but hopefully you could follow along. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment, and I will, if you need to, I will build it so you can see it if it's tricky. So basically what it is that little section, and then they fall here and then make a little opening just 1 block wide and into a little stream. Just make a stream like this. Don't worry about this other stuff. Just make a stream. And then when the water runs out, like it will, you have to destroy the block underneath the last thing of water. So, like the water is going, going, going. At that last block that you see that runs out, you need to destroy that block underneath there. And then make sure the second section is built, because then that'll just continue the stream. And the reason for that is that, of course, water has a limited stream. And if you were to put another bucket simply right here and keep it level, what the water would do is the water would just, from the two sides, from this side and from this side, they would collide and they would make the mobs stay in place. So you wanna make it completely flowing and streaming so that the mobs are forced to go down here and eventually get into the lava blade. So this is pretty much the best way, unless you wanna unless you really care about it being flat. And then what you could do is you could have a stream, and then after it runs out, put a sign on the wall or a sign in the middle, I think. Yeah, just a sign right after where it runs out, and then do another bucket in front of it, and the sign will block it. The only thing with that one is can't the mobs could just stop there and stay there. And if you were to kill them when they're stationary, their drops wouldn't move if they didn't go in the water. So I think this is the best way, and while it does look pretty ugly, it works. The next thing you need to do is make this little roof kind of thing. Don't worry about this glass. All I did was I replaced the roof with glass panes so that when I'm playing on survival mode, they can see me and hopefully come after me quicker. Um, so yeah, just pretend that's like normal blocks. So I would just do like, here's your river, a block on one side, block on the other, block on bottom, of course, and then do a block on top. So this part's exposed and you don't have something here. I mean, you could do it like that if you want, but I guess it's a little bit more open this way. And they can escape like this. So then when you go down, it gets a little tricky, but basically you just have to, I think you have to have that block there. And you could do this too. I don't believe you need this block here. And the same thing here, just every time you go down a level, it's like that. And don't pay attention to this little like turn. I messed up on mine and I just didn't want to redo the whole stream, so I just did a little turn. Alright, so now I'm going to break this open so I can show you the lava blade. And a lava blade is pretty simple. Let me fly so I don't get in the water. You dig a hole, I believe 2 things back, like this. Oops. So 2 things back, and then you have to put a sign here and a sign there underneath it so that it doesn't flow over here or down. And then, yeah, of course, build this structure like that, so around it, so it's kind of enclosed. And do the signs there, just like that. And then put the lava bucket in the very back, and you should get this. And again, if you need any help, feel free to comment, and I would definitely go over it. And in this part is simply, I guess this is kind of optional. No, it's not really optional, but I mean, if you don't want to build this, you don't have to. But what it basically is a mob return, item return. So all I did was another stream, and I put ice on the bottom of it because it just makes the items come back faster. I didn't put ice on the bottom of this part because it makes the mobs move a little bit faster too, and I want to like have them in there for as much time as possible, because sometimes you get overrun by a lot of mobs and it's hard to shoot them that quickly, and then you get frustrated if they all just die. Yep, so it's basically the same thing. It's a stream just like you did before, and then it has to go down blocks. I don't think this time it would really matter because this time it actually has to be like this, or else it won't work, because if you do the little thing with the spaces, then the items of course will get to that space and they'll just stay there. If you do the things with the 2 buckets on either side, which doesn't work anyways, but if you do that, then it will go in between those two because it's 2 streams and it'll meet in the middle. So, yep, this is pretty much the only way you have to do it, but it doesn't matter, it's not that ugly, and I'll show you a view from the bottom. My spacebar isn't working right now, but, yep, so that's basically that. it gets into here, and I'll show you from the inside. Basically what it is it flows into here into the item return. And if you guys were wondering what this big wall is, I just did that because if the lava blade doesn't kill a mob, which it sometimes does for some reason, sometimes, I don't know, it like 99% of the time it does, but sometimes it doesn't. I don't want them like, getting to where I am and killing me when I'm shooting and I'm not paying attention to them. So I just built this, and it's pretty much impossible for them to get past it. Yeah, I think it is impossible. So, yep, that's just a safety precaution. So I'll get you inside of here so I can show you. Oh, another thing you might have noticed is this. I just basically lit the whole, I put redstone lamps everywhere because I was having troubles because it's so big. I couldn't put enough torches. Like, the torches would cover the walls, but they wouldn't cover the actual, like, middle of the room. So this was the only way for me to get it to not have monsters spawn. And sometimes they still kind of do, so that's why I have an iron golem. But it usually doesn't happen. Alright, let me just cover this back up. Yep, so I think that's everything, and then let me just show you the water flow. Yep. So it gets here, and it's just a continuation of the flow. I put a wall right here so that you don't like look out into what is it like out there, and so that mobs can't get in again. It's like a second safety measure, so it's pretty much impossible for them to get in from here. And yep, it gets into this little section, and you just go down and you grab them all, and then you get back out. And the reason why it's so low down is because, you have to make the water go down one level each time. So it might be a little inconvenient, but unless you do something that pushes items up, like, I don't know, like a piston system or something, which could be pretty complicated, then you're gonna have to do this, but it's not the worst thing. And let me see if I have any mobs so I could demonstrate it. Nope, it doesn't look like it right now. Let me push the button and see. Oops. Yep, not now, but you saw it in the last video. It is pretty fun, and as soon as you build it, of course, you'll be able to use it a lot. Alright, so now I have a little bit of extra time, so I'm gonna quickly show you just something else I built. And it's pretty, I don't know, it's not like the coolest thing in the world, but alright, so basically what it is, I showed you this in the last video too, but it's a target. And I didn't emphasize this part, but when you get a arrow on the center part, or on the button, sorry, it lights the whole thing up. So it's like you knew that you hit the target, and then when you take it off, of course, it turns off. It's just pretty basic, simple. I'll show you the redstone wirings if you wanna. It gets not that complicated, but it could get complicated. Okay. Yep, so this one is the center redstone lamp, and you push the button, it lights it up, it goes past here. I have it branching off in a few directions. You don't have, like, if I power this lamp, then it'll power this lamp and this lamp, so I didn't have to wire every single one of them. And it also powers, I believe, this one will power that one, and I think it'll power that one too. So that one only needs to power the bottom one and that one. And I think it's symmetrical on the other side. Yep, same exact thing. So it's not that complicated. And I had to use a repeater or two to be able to make it reach that far. And also a slab because it had to go like up there, or else if that was a full block, it would have blocked it. So yep, again, pretty straightforward. I hope you like this video, and it's a really cool, fun, like, I think it's really fun. So I hope you enjoy it, and if you have any questions, again, feel free to comment. I'm really sorry if I went through this too quickly, but, you see where we are now. I couldn't really build the whole thing. It's just too much placing blocks, so comment if you have any questions, like, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you next video. Thanks.